Hey guys, welcome to Massive Iron University. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to build a workout and how to determine the right amount of training volume. Before I get into this topic, if you guys have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. If you need coaching, check out the link down below. I would love to help. All right, let's dive into things. This is going to be a pretty in-depth video. I'm going to show you guys from A to Z how to build your own workouts. If you have any questions on this at all, you can head over to Instagram at BenTheBarman or email me, benthebarman@gmail.com. I'd love to help. So let's dive into things. Now, step one, we need to determine how many training days a week you can lift. Determine if you can lift 2, 3, 4, or 5. For some of you, you're going to need a more flexible schedule. That's okay. In the case where you need a flexible schedule, some weeks you can lift 3 days, some days you can week 4. Pick the total number of workouts you want to rotate between. So let's say some weeks you can work out 3 times, some week you can work out 4, and you decide you want 4 total workouts. This could be the framework of an upper posterior or a torso limbs type of split. Let's say you sometimes can work out 2 times a week, sometimes 3. And you decide you want to do full body, you can use 3 total workouts. So determine the number of workouts you want to rotate between if a flexible schedule is best for you. This will help you to determine the overall volume and how many exercises and sets you can use. Now, step number 2, now that we have the number of training days per week or the number of workouts per week, we're going to multiply that by the number 18. This will help you determine the number of hard sets you can perform per week or for your total number of workouts. A 75-minute workout roughly equates to about 18 hard sets. Now, there's going to be a slight degree of variance for each individual, so don't worry about that. You can always adjust slightly as needed as you move forward. Now, step number 3, we're going to determine our total set volume. So if you're training 2 days per week or you have 2 workouts, it's going to be 36 total hard sets. If it's 3 training days or workouts, it's going to be 54 hard sets. If it's 4 training days or workouts, it's going to be 72 hard sets. And if it's 5, it's going to be 90 hard sets. Again, you take the number of training days or number of workouts per week and multiply it by 18 to get this number. Now, next, we're going to multiply your overall total volume. We just determined your overall total volume. We're going to multiply it by 2/3. And this is going to provide us with the focus for major areas: chest, upper back, quads, and delts. So take your total hard sets per week and multiply that by 2/3, and this is going to yield the focus for major areas. So 36 total hard sets per week is going to be 24 sets for major areas. 54 hard sets per week is going to be 36 sets for major areas. 72 hard sets per week is going to yield 48 sets for major areas. And 90 sets per week is going to yield 60 total sets for major areas. Again, these are chest, upper back, quads, and delts. Now, step number 5, we're going to take this number and we're going to divide it by 4. You're going to determine how many total sets per major area you're going to be working. So major set volume divided by 4. This will tell you the total number of sets you'll perform for each of the major areas: chest, back, quads, and delts. If your number of total major sets was 24, this will mean 6 per major area: chest, back, quads, and delts. If it was 60 total sets, it would mean 15 for each for chest, back, quads, and delts. All right, step number 6, find the remainder. Now that we know how many sets we're going to be attacking the major areas with, we're going to determine how many sets are left per week. So if you're training 2 days a week and had 36 total sets and 24 of those went to major areas, you would have 12 sets left for what we call the more minor areas. If you had 60 total sets per week, 40 of those would go to major areas and you'd have 20 left for more minor areas. And we're going to get into that in just a second. But for the minor areas, we're going to use these minor sets first and foremost to focus on arms, biceps, triceps. And in addition to that, we're going to put some sets for our hamstrings. Now, we're not going to forget sets for abs, forearms, calves, whatever. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Now, these remainder sets you want to divide by about 3. Divide your remaining sets by about 3 and allocate them to biceps, triceps, and hamstrings. So if you have 8 sets left, you would do about 2 to 3 for biceps, triceps, and hamstrings per week. If you had 20 left, it would be about 6 to 7 sets each for biceps, triceps, and hamstrings per week. So you can see now we have all the major and minor areas covered. We have our chest, back, quads, and delts, and we have our minor areas covered, our arms and hamstrings. We're going to get into the very minor areas next and how to deal with programming them. So step number 8, we're going to decide on the extras. Here's where things can get complicated and bloated. We wanted to get the major and minor areas of focus out of the way first, because those are going to be our grow areas. Those are going to be the areas we really want to train. Now you have to decide if you want to make room for forearms, things like forearms, traps, abs, and calves. And if you do, you're either going to need to squeeze in this work additionally, and it's probably not going to take a lot of extra time, but you need to decide if you want to squeeze in this work additionally, or if you want to remove a few sets from other areas and squeeze this stuff in. That's going to be your call. This is a judgment call. Now that we have the structure in place for major and minor body parts, you have to determine which of these areas is a priority and if you're going to remove pieces of the puzzle from other areas to squeeze them in, or if you're just going to add them as additional work. Now comes the fun part, picking a split. We have our total weekly volume. Now we get to pick a split that works well for our weekly training frequency. Now, I put flex here at the end. If you want to work with a flexible schedule, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5 days per week, you can use one of these listed programs. If you don't know what these programs are, you can search any of them on my YouTube channel and you'll be able to find them. I'll drop them down below. Or you can head over to my website, superlivingtoday.com. Check out the workouts tab. I have plenty of workout resources. So let's say you're training 2 to 3 days per week. You could do a full body. You could pick 3 workouts and rotate between these 3 workouts 2 to 3 days a week using a flexible schedule. Let's say you want to train 3 to 4 days per week. You could use an upper posterior. Here you could have 4 total workouts and rotate between them based on what your rest and work demands look like that week, etc. Torso limbs, you could work out 3 to 4 days a week. This is available for a flexible schedule. You could pick 4 total workouts and rotate between them, inserting rest days where you need to. And push-pull legs or push-pull arms legs, this works best for a 4 to 5 day per week schedule, and it can also be used as a flexible schedule. A body part split works best basically for 4 to 5 days per week. Now, a body part split isn't generally very flexible. You're going to have to stick to every workout every week. So body part split isn't for someone that needs a more flexible type of schedule. Now that we have our split and our total number of sets, it's time to assign exercises. Take the total number of sets per body part and assign exercises. You can choose to perform any number of sets per exercise. 3 is the standard starting point, 3 sets per exercise. 2 sets per exercise is also very reasonable. Pick the most impactful exercises out of the pool. So if you're going to work chest, what are the most impactful exercises? Exercises that treat your body okay and they have a reasonable progression opportunity. You want a lot of exercises in the mix that allow you to get stronger than you are now, progressively overload. Some fun exercises are certainly okay, and by this I mean things like side lateral raises or cable crossovers. You're not going to get super strong at these exercises, but they're okay as a last exercise for each body part, kind of a fun exercise. Now let's look at an example, and of course we'll look at chest, everybody's favorite area to work out. Let's say you have 12 total sets available to work out for chest. A good exercise and set scheme might be bench press 3 sets, incline dumbbell bench 3, machine chest press and dips 3 or dips 3, pec deck or barrel press 3. So you could also use an A-B schedule. You could lead off with bench and incline dumbbell bench, and then week A, do like machine chest press. Week B, do dips. Week A, do pec deck. Week B, do barrel press. This is a good way to work in some exercise variety, keep a workout fresh, and just get in a few more exercises into your program. Now we're going to place the exercises into our workout structure. We have our exercises determined. We have the number of sets per exercise. We're going to start by placing the most difficult exercises that we chose at the top of a specific training day. So for chest, for example, the bench press is likely going to be the most challenging exercise. You're going to have to look at your split and find out where you want to place that. If you're doing an upper posterior, you want to lead that on an upper day. If you're doing a torso limbs, you might want to lead that on a torso day. If you're doing a body part split, obviously you probably want to lead off with bench press, etc. When you're doing a full body, or you're doing like an upper or posterior where you're working multiple body parts or major and minor areas per muscle group, you have to decide which one is the top of the food chain, which one you want to lead off with. So if you're doing squats and bench press on the same day, there's no right or wrong answer. Maybe you want to lead off with squats. Maybe you want to lead off with bench press. That's okay. On a full body, maybe you have squats, bench, and dumbbell rows on a day. Maybe you have deadlifts and dumbbell bench and seated dumbbell overhead press. There's no right or wrong, but you generally want to put the biggest, hardest hitters at the top of the list. And from there, after we have the hard hitters placed into our workout structure, we want to look at the next tier. What's the next tier of difficult exercises? Place them and continue along with this pattern until you have everything filled in. Now, from there, you want to look at the program in totality, see where you need to make adjustments, see where there might be balance issues, tweak a few things. And this is kind of the art of program design. There's no right or wrong way when you use this structure. This structure will help you build pretty intelligently designed workouts and serve you quite well. So guys, let me know what you think. If you have any questions, drop them down below or hit me up on email, benthebarman@gmail.com. Thanks for watching Massive Iron University. Have a great day.